or south. We are a divided nation between the political class and the working class. Everybody in here is part of the working class. That's what this division is. All you have to do is to pay attention to some of the things that are going on in Washington, D.C., where they are basically exercising a double standard. They are passing laws that they want us to adhere to, but then they make exceptions for themselves. We are a divided nation, the political class against the working class. So the question is, how does the working class take this nation back? And the answer is, the working class has to demand, not ask, that they adhere to the Constitution. We must demand that they begin to spend within their means. We must demand that the culture of corruption be eliminated in Washington, D.C. And with those demands, we will be able to take our nation back where they represent us, the working class, and not just represent themselves, the political class. That is the great divide that we are all fighting. Kim was talking about grassroots, Tea Party. And I had to explain to someone on the radio one day what the Tea Party is, what grassroots represents. Tea Party / grassroots is an attitude. It's not just all of the different organizations. It's an attitude that the grassroots, that the people of this country, that the working class are still in charge of this country. I believe that that's what Kim meant when she said that I inspired so many people across the country. And when I dropped out of the race, that's why that attitude didn't go away. And that attitude is spreading and growing across this country. Look at all of the people that are here tonight. That's how we are going to take our country back. So number one, we are a divided nation between the political class and the working class. Number two, it's that Tea Party grassroots working class attitude for people who are stepping up running for office who may never have run before, that who are willing to get in the arena and try and do something. And as a result of that attitude that cannot be squashed as the establishment would like to do, the tide is turning. I feel that, I see that, and I hear that. You can't believe a lot of the press that says what's going on or what's going to happen. No, because I happen to believe that this November will indeed be a turning point for this country. And in order for us to continue to turn this tide and move it in the right direction, away from the Titanic where the current administration is saying full speed ahead, we're going to need new people in Washington, D.C. That's why I'm supporting Erika Harold. If we're going to stop doing politics as usual, we're going to have to stop sending politicians as usual.
Amen.
And that's the reason why I'm supporting Erika and a couple of other candidates across this country. I was on my flight coming out, and there was a doctor sitting across the aisle from me. And he was busy reading and playing with his iPad, and somebody got on the plane and recognized me and said, "Hello, Mr. Cain." And then he looked up, and that's when he recognized me. And so later during the flight, he just said, "We have a mess on our hands." I said, "Yes, we do." He said, "Doctors don't even enjoy being doctors anymore." He's a doctor at Washington University. He said they don't enjoy being doctors anymore. They've become government employees. I said, "Well, you know, there is hope that Obamacare can be repealed. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, it seems as if it's too far down the road now. I said, no, that's where you're wrong. That's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that Obamacare is too far down the road to repeal it. They want us to believe that the liberal hold on this country is so strong that we cannot break it. And that's why what Kim said, we have to stay informed with the facts so we can fight with the facts. Stay involved because everybody can do something. Everybody. I tell people who call into the show, who listen to the show all the time, everybody can do something. Identify what you can do other than throwing shoes at the TV. Everybody doesn't have to run for president or run for Congress or run for the State House. Everybody can do something. And the one thing that everybody can do is to believe that we can make a difference and turn this country around. The last presidential election, 3 million conservatives stayed home. 3 million conservatives stayed home. And they wonder why we have the mess that we have now. One of the reasons that I continue to do what I do is support candidates like Erika, because people cannot not believe that we can make it. That doctor sounded like he had given up. And that's where we come in. Whenever you hear these messages of, it's the law of the land. So was slavery for a while. It ain't now. Bad laws can be repealed and replaced. That's a bad law. And yes, Kim, I said it. It's time for black people to get off that plantation. But it takes somebody telling it like it is to help other people believe. I was so proud to hear about the organization that you all started. Hood Conservative? Yeah. On the radio. That's what I'm talking about. And the thing that I like most when they gave me the brochure, you strip away the label. See, there's a way to talk to people who aren't sure what they are. You strip away the party label first.
Right.
Talk about the issues. Talk about the solutions. And then they might discover that they ought to be voting Republican. They might discover that if you strip away the label. But my message is quite simply, we have to continue to believe that we can take this country back. I do believe that we can. That's why the establishment is trying to stop Erika from getting elected. That's why the establishment is trying to stop any challenges across this. It's not just happening here. Not just happening here, Martin. It's happening. They're trying to stop anybody who challenges the establishment. And I wrote a commentary on my website, hermancain.com, saying that's why Republicans keep losing. Because the establishment folk think that they have the answers. If they had the answers, they wouldn't have lost the presidency. They would have been able to pick up seats in the Senate. So the establishment does not have all the answers. The working class does. And we have to maintain that attitude and be that constant agitator to those that are there and not make it easy for them. Mitch McConnell, the minority leader in the Senate, I know, I see people shaking their heads. But yesterday he finally stood up and made a speech that really shocked me when he came right out and said, he forgot about political correctness and came out and said the Obama administration is using the IRS to go after political enemies. Said it on the floor of the United States Senate. And he's absolutely right. Because if you don't call them out, they're going to keep doing what they've been doing. They've been stalling on this whole IRS investigation. And if you don't call them out, if you don't keep the pressure on, well, guess what? Nothing ever changes. But I'm thrilled to be here tonight because I believe Erika can make a difference. I don't think she is going to go to Washington, D.C. and fall in line and drink the water, as they say. And those are the kind of people that we need to. So I want you to remember a couple of things. Number one, believe that we can do this. Number two, everybody can do something. Think about the founding fathers. They were told that they couldn't win that revolution. They were told that you can't start an experiment called the United States of America. But they didn't listen. Because America was an attitude back then. Just like America is an attitude now. But instead of an attitude of the political class, America represents the attitude, the inspiration of the working